This is the Human Operating System Lab, where we learn how humans work, so we can build better lives, make better decisions, and help the people around us do the same. Welcome to the State Series Field Guide. This is not a new lesson. It is a reference, a practical guide designed to help you remember, organize, and apply what you have learned throughout the State Series. Knowledge becomes useful only when it becomes practice. This guide is designed to support that practice. Throughout this series, we explored one central idea. State changes everything. It changes what you notice, what you feel, what you think, how you decide, how you act, and ultimately the life you build. So before we leave this first series behind, let us walk through the system one final time. Module 1. Biological Foundation. Before you can guide your thoughts, you must first understand the system that produces them. State. State is your operating condition. It is not your identity. It is not your personality. It is the condition of your integrated mind and body in this moment. Every thought, every decision, every conversation begins from a state. Remember, do not inherit your state. Calibrate it. Physiology. Your mind and body are one system. They are continually influencing one another. When your physiology changes, your thoughts, emotions, and attention change. When your thoughts and emotions change, your physiology responds. State emerges from this continuous relationship. Breathing. Your breath is the fastest conversation you can have with your nervous system. Slow your breathing. Steady your body. Allow your nervous system to remember that you are safe. Sometimes a single breath is enough to begin changing the entire system. Posture and movement. How you carry your body influences how you think. How you move influences how you feel. Stand differently, walk differently, move intentionally. Sometimes movement becomes the beginning of clarity. Sleep and energy. Many problems that appear psychological are actually biological. Protect your sleep. Protect your recovery. Protect your energy. A well-rested system is better prepared to regulate state. Module 1. Summary. Mind and body are not separate systems. They are one integrated system. Every skill that follows is built upon that foundation. Module 2. The Cognitive Foundation. The world you experience is shaped not only by events, but by how your mind attends to and interprets them. Focus and attention. Attention is the gatekeeper of experience. What you repeatedly notice becomes the world you inhabit. Choose your attention carefully, because your attention is choosing your state. Meaning and internal dialogue. Events do not determine your state. The meaning you assign to them does. Question your assumptions. Examine the story. Sometimes changing the meaning changes everything else. Stress. Stress is information, not identity. Listen to what it is telling you. Then respond with intention instead of reaction. Stress can become a teacher if you refuse to let it become your master. Module 2. Summary. The mind does not simply observe reality. It continually shapes the reality you experience. Module 3. Daily practice. Understanding creates awareness. Practice creates change. Environment. Your environment is always teaching your nervous system. The places you inhabit, the people around you, the sounds, the light, the order, the disorder. None of these are neutral. Choose environments that help you become who you wish to be. State reset. When your state begins to drift, do not try to solve everything at once. Adjust one lever: your breathing, your posture, your attention, your meaning, your environment. Small adjustments create large changes. Daily state calibration. Remember the cycle. Scan. Notice your current state without judgment. Select. Choose the state this moment requires. Calibrate. Use the tools you have practiced. Act. Respond from your chosen state. Review, learn, adjust, begin again. This is not simply a routine. It is a lifelong practice. Module 3, Summary. State improves through repeated practice, not through perfect performance. Module 4, Living the Practice. State is personal, but it never remains private. It influences every relationship you build. Communication. People rarely respond to your words alone. They respond to the state behind them. Calm creates calm. Patience creates patience. Presence creates presence. Before changing your words, consider changing your state. Leadership. Become the nervous system others can borrow. Whether you lead a family, a classroom, a workplace, or simply yourself, people continually respond to the emotional stability you bring into the room. Lead through regulation before instruction. Parenting. Children learn your state before they learn your advice. Your calm becomes their calm. Your curiosity becomes their curiosity. Your habits quietly become their examples. Teach with your nervous system first. Your words will follow. Long-term state management. No one remains perfectly regulated. That is not the goal. The goal is recovery. Notice sooner, recover sooner, return sooner. Small calibrations, repeated consistently, become habits. Habits become patterns. Patterns become the life we experience. Steward your state patiently, one day at a time. Module 4, Summary. When your state becomes steady, its influence naturally extends beyond yourself. Closing. Throughout this series, we explored the biological foundations of an integrated human system. The cognitive patterns that shape experience, the daily practices that help us regulate state, and the ways our state influences the people around us. Each module revealed a different part of the same system. Together they become one practice. We cannot always change the environment, but we can change how we meet it. That is why we practice. Remember, state is not something you find. It is something you practice. Every morning, every conversation, every challenge, every ordinary moment. Pause, scan, select, calibrate, act, review, then begin again. That is the practice. That is the system. And this is the Human Operating System Lab. Thank you for joining us throughout the State series. We hope these ideas continue to serve you well, not only as knowledge, but as daily practice. We'll see you in the next series.